Hello, I am Tamika Reed Sims, and thank you so much for joining me for this third phase of the Awaken small group orientation. Listen, we are not going to be here long. I just wanted to submit a few more thoughts for your consideration as you are prayerfully determining whether or not this is something that God is using you to do in this season of your life. Small groups are so very important because they're helping us to focus on God as a group. And they also allow us to establish community, godly community that helps support us in our everyday life experience. And so it is my hope and my expectation that you've been thoughtful, that you've been prayerful, and that you are hearing from God on whether or not this assignment is for you. I've asked you to be very prayerful. I've asked you to prepare. I've given you a few reading assignments, and I've also asked you to be thinking about what do the logistics look like. Do I have enough space in my home? Should I go to a local coffee shop? Should I go to my local library? Is there a better, more suitable space for me to entertain guests as we come together for the small group Bible study? I hope by now you have an idea on what is going to work well for you. And I also hope that you have done due diligence in discussing with family members who will be affected by your 12-week commitment. Have you spoken with your spouse? Have you spoken with your children? Have you spoken with anyone who might be reliant upon you? And then lastly, have you given good thought to what day of the week and what time of day is best suited for you to gather other believers together or other future believers together for the small group experience? The one thing I'm asking for everyone to abide by is this here: no Sunday gatherings. The small group is not a gathering in lieu of your local worship experience at your church or ministry. This is not in competition with your church. The small group is not competing for your time in worship, for your attention in worship, or for your ability to utilize your gifts, your talents, and give of your treasure. We are simply supplementing the experience that you would receive. And I know for some who might be interested in facilitating, Awaken is your church home right now. And that's okay. But if you have a prior commitment to a local assembly, please do not forego your commitment there in order to facilitate. And I would also make a recommendation that you speak with your pastor and let your pastor know this is something that I am thinking about doing and that I would like your blessing and I would like your support concerning. So think about what day of the week, what time of day, and be sure that you have no intention on gathering on Sunday. Sunday is a day of rest. Sunday is also a day of worship. And the Bible study experience is not in lieu of that. Now, Awaken does have some things upcoming where we will be gathering to worship together as an Awaken family. But as of right now, the request is that your small group experience be held Monday through Saturday on any other day of the week. You will be receiving a facilitator's packet via email very soon once you make a decision on whether or not this is a commitment that you would like to make. And in that packet, you will receive an application. Why an application? Because I do have to measure everyone's intentions and everyone's ability to facilitate the group under the auspice of Tamika Reed Sims Ministries. So you do have to complete an application and you do have to be welcomed into the experience. As of right now, we're simply giving information, making this format available for everyone who might be interested. But at the end of the day, the curriculum will not be released until you have been approved as a facilitator for the Awaken small group. Have to be very careful about who is representing the ministry and how the ministry is being represented. Also, in that facilitator's packet will be a request for photos. I will be asking that you submit a photo of the spaces that will be used to gather disciples, guests for the small group experience. And so if you're going to be gathering in your home, I would love for you to do a simulated gathering. Just arrange your chairs in such a way that lets me see how will the presentation look for the small group. If you're going to be going to a local business, a coffee shop, a library, etc., go to that space. Ask for permission to rearrange the furniture if you need to. I am a big proponent of Panera, and they do not mind if you move chairs, if you pull tables together in order for your group to enjoy the time that you're sharing there. Just ask for permission and let me see how you intend to gather and to create that intimate space for the small groups. The same for any other space that you have intention to use. And please, please, please be mindful. Ask for permission. I gather at Panera often, and it's a simple phone call to the manager. I'd like to gather 6 or 7 people. Just wanted you to know in advance before we arrive. They appreciate knowing that there's going to be a larger gathering in their facility. And oftentimes, if you call ahead, they give you a couple of free things as a token of gratitude for using their business. So it's a win-win for me. That's what I would like to present for you today in this third phase of the orientation. Be thinking about when you're going to be gathering. Think about what time you're going to be gathering. And then I'd ask, if you know that you're pretty sure that you're going to be making this commitment, start putting together your invitation list. As we mentioned in the very first orientation, we're looking to gather no more than 6 or 7 for right now. COVID is still very prevalent in our communities, and we do not want to have large gatherings. We want to be mindful of how many people we're gathering and when we're gathering, how we're gathering, and where. Lastly, my request is that as a facilitator, you would make available sanitizing material. So, hand sanitizer, if you could please have that available, and if you would be so kind as to make sure that your surfaces that you may be sharing, your tables, your doorknobs, things of that nature, are being sanitized to keep your guests safe. I am so thankful that you are considering becoming a facilitator. Please mark your calendars for December 1st at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be having a live Zoom gathering for everyone who is intending to participate with this beta group, this new group. And as the beta group, you're helping me to create or really to cultivate this experience as we move forward. Your feedback is going to help me determine, is 12 weeks too long? Is the content of quality? Is this an experience that is good and that is worth replicating over and over and over again? And so your commitment and your participation is going to be paramount in curating the Awaken small group experience as we move forward beyond this first upcoming 12-week experience that will start the beginning of January. There's so much more information that I want to share with you, but I want to give it to you in bite-sized pieces so that you can think, so that you can process, and then you can make the best decision for you and for your spiritual experience. God bless you. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your attention. If you have any questions whatsoever, do not hesitate to email me at info@treatsims.com. I will be sure to respond to your questions or your concerns as we move forward. And again, remember to please mark your calendars for December the 1st at 7 o'clock p.m. as we engage in the very last orientation experience before you make the decision and before you make the commitment. Thank you once again, and may God continue to bless you as you are allowing Him to use your life, your light, your gifting, your time, and your treasure.